Welcome, friends, to week 3 of Think About It. I'm Anna Powell. Are you ready for today's brain teasers? Let's go.
Exercise your brain by shouting out the answers to some brain teasers. What has a head and a tail, but no body? A coin. What's black, white, and blue? A zebra who feels sad. What never gets any wetter, no matter how much it rains? The ocean.
So, I've been thinking about Miriam.
Auntie Miriam? She's probably making it rain bingo chips with all of her friends as we speak.
Bingo!
Not your Auntie Miriam. Miriam in the Bible.
Never heard of her. Was she a bingo queen too?
Not exactly. She was Moses' sister. And there's a lot in her story that we can learn when we look at her thoughts.
Oh yeah, I know Moses. He was the guy who convinced that mean Pharaoh to let God's people, the Israelites, go free and lead them through the desert for like a zillion years, right?
That's the guy. But it was just 40 years.
Close enough. And wasn't Moses the guy God told to hold his stick out over the Red Sea and watch it part?
Yep, right again. And his sister Miriam was there to see it all too.
Hooray!
But as the Israelites crossed through the Red Sea on dry ground, Pharaoh came chasing after them.
This Pharaoh dude. Come on, man.
Tell me about it. But God made a way for his people to get away safely across the Red Sea. After they made it through, all the water rushed back over the Egyptians with their fancy chariots and huge army.
Wapow! Kazam! Take that, Pharaoh.
Yep. When Miriam saw Pharaoh's chariots and horses go into the sea, she grabbed a tambourine and started singing and dancing, praising God for all that he had done for them. Then all of the women followed her, singing and dancing too.
I'm feeling a viral video coming on. At Musical Miriam. Coming at you, world.
A few thousand years too early, dude. Another fun fact about Miriam, she was also a prophetess.
What now?
A prophetess. God gave her messages and she spoke them to his people.
Like text messages? Coming from God? Super awesome.
Kinda. God used Miriam to do some awesome stuff, but things started to change when her thoughts turned negative about her brother Moses.
Sibling fight. Classic. We've all been there, am I right?
This wasn't Miriam and Moses getting into arguments over who gets to pick tonight's movie or who called front seat in mom's minivan. Miriam started thinking things about Moses that just weren't right.
Like that he was breaking the speed limit or littering or putting pineapple on pizza? That should totally be a crime.
No, nothing like that. Miriam and her other brother, Aaron, got seriously jealous and started saying bad things about Moses. Miriam was like, God has spoken through us too. She started thinking that it wasn't fair that Moses was the one who got to be in charge.
And now the boxing gloves come out. In this corner, we have the writer of songs, the prophetess Miriam. And in this corner, Moses, the leader of God's people. Who will prevail in this epic showdown of sibling rivalry?
Whoa, dude, too far. There wasn't a fight, promise. But God did tell Moses, Aaron, and Miriam to come have a meeting.
It's about to get serious.
Yep, God came down in a pillar of cloud and spoke to Miriam and Aaron. He reminded them that he is the Lord, and he is the one who chooses to speak to Moses face to face, very clearly. He asked them why they were saying things that weren't right about Moses, and then he left.
And mic drop.
When the cloud left the place where they were standing, Miriam looked down and realized something wasn't right with her skin.
Sunburn? Should have gone with SPF 50 when hanging by the pool, Miriam.
No, it was a disease that caused white spots all over her skin.
Big yikes. I bet Miriam was like, call an ambulance. I need a doctor, stat.
Well, Moses prayed to God and asked him to heal Miriam, and he did, but there were still consequences for Miriam's wrong thinking. She had to stay outside of their camp for 7 days with her skin disease before God healed her.
Ouch. That's worse than being grounded and losing your Xbox.
Totally. Miriam let her thoughts become too focused on herself, which led to jealous thoughts that just weren't right.
Hold up. We won't end up with some crazy skin disease when we have wrong thinking, right?
Yeah, we probably won't end up with a skin disease when we get jealous or think about wrong things. But God does want us to catch our negative thoughts and let him change them so we can think about what he says is best. And when we test out thinking God's way, we'll see that what he wants us to think about is really what's right.
Wow, I didn't know Myram was having jealous thoughts. She forgot to catch and check her thoughts. Sometimes it's easy to forget, isn't it? Let's remember to think about what is right. Let's repeat our memory verse. 1, 2, 3. Don't live the way the world lives. Let your thinking be completely changed. Then you will be able to test what God wants for you. And you will agree that what He says is right. Romans 12:2. Great job, friends. See you next week. Remember to catch, check, and change.